Ooh, all right. On the right is Mr. Four-time champ, right? CIF champ, Steve Bogan. He doesn't want me to say it, but he's Steve frickin' Bogan. And then on his right is the legendary Beatty, who I don't know if there's one person in the world so far I've talked to that doesn't love this guy, talk about his character. So I'm on campus talking about the season, but also about Noah McHale, your star junior. Would it be fair to say he's probably got as many offers as anybody in the San Gabriel Valley or more?
Yeah.
It may be hard to think of someone with 34 or more, wouldn't
it? He's a pretty special kid.
Coach would know. He's been in the recruiting business in college, so yes. So more than any kid I ever coached.
Yeah, and you know the thing about Noah that's awesome is he's a very personable guy on campus. He's a 4.0 student. He's the first one in the weight room, last one to leave. Works hard. I mean, kid loves Jesus. Works hard. Treats people right. He's oftentimes he'll clean the weight room out. He does anything.
He's just one of the guys.
He's just one of the guys, and just makes anything to do to make the team better.
Okay.
And he leads by example. It's kind of old school that way.
So Steve, I know this is probably putting you on the spot, but I've covered you since South Hills, since the Peyton brothers, since Maranatha, so and so. How does Noah's God-given skills and size match up with some of the best you've coached?
He's right in. He's right
the
in with
mix.
him. In fact, I talked to him a number of times early on about him reminding me of the Brian and Jeremy Peyton.
Okay.
When I coached them and they were young.
The
difference was he started for us as a freshman and they didn't start till their sophomore year.
Who's that?
Brian and Jeremy.
Oh, okay, at South Hills?
Sophomore year, yeah.
Okay.
And Noah started for us as a freshman.
And then you rolled off, what, 2 consecutive CIF titles?
With them, yeah. Yeah, it made it easy. When you have 2 corners, Pac-12 corners, it's kind of easy to play defense.
And almost 3.
I didn't have to be real smart with them.
So Bo, how would you describe, if you were describing Noah to someone who hasn't seen him, how would you describe him as a player both offensively and defensively?
Well, he's an incredibly obsessed kid. His hobbies are football. His hobby is training. He can draw up every one of our fronts, all of our defenses, all of our coverages, and not just his job. He can draw up everybody on the defense's job. So he's just a special kid. I coached some kids that were pretty good at Azusa Pacific, you know, a couple All-Americans, Michael Walker, who's with the Falcons, and he's just further along in what he knows about football at this age, and he's very special. Everything he hits falls down.
Steve, is there anything in particular as a longtime head coach that you most appreciate about this kid?
Well, in high school, he plays both sides of the ball.
Okay.
All right, and you can move him anywhere. What Coach was talking about last year when Daniel's hand was really hurting, and we just put him in the backfield and just hand him the ball. We loved to hand him more, but you can only do so much with that. But they couldn't stop him. I mean, he's a special high school kid.
Okay.
And he can play multiple places.
Obviously, when Jim Bonds was still alive, I was a big fan of his, and he had a player named Bryson Reeves, who was a wide receiver. He's at Utah now, and he said the greatest thing about Bryson Reeves is he's only a sophomore. I still have 2 years with him. The fact that you still have 2 full years with Noah, how excited are you about what he can do?
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And he's everything you want. It makes discipline easy when your best guy does everything right.
Okay.
You know.
What would you want to give credit to his family for his upbringing, the way he's turned out?
Apples don't fall far from the tree.
No, and he's a good kid, and I see him at church on Sunday.
Okay.
And then but make no bones about it, we get on the football field and he's the toughest, most physical guy out on the field.
But it sounds like he doesn't just talk the talk; he walks the walk. Like he lives that life.
He's a great kid. He's obsessed.
Steve, so 2 weeks from tonight, you guys are at Monrovia. I was at the first game last year. The way it ended broke my heart. Anyways, you get a second chance at them. Not a second chance, but New Year. What are Bonita's strengths this year for the 2023 football team?
Shoot, coach probably did a better job at.
No, I think we got a unique group of guys that care about the other guys on the team more than they do themselves.
Okay.
And that's always been the teams that are the most successful that I've ever been a part of. And they're excited to represent our community. And it's not about them. And that's kind of fun to be around.
That's the difference. That type of stuff rubs off on each other.
How much does Coach Pasquarella joining the staff, how much does that add to your dream team coaching staff?
Guy's a great coach.
Yeah.
Guy's a ball coach through and through, and I mean, like, he knows how to treat people and challenge them. He's great. Everything about him.
Is there anything in particular you feel like you guys are stronger at this year at this point than you were last year? The thing that the kids mentioned, and I don't know, they said they really like the leadership difference in the seniors this year. They said it's just taking it to another level. And I'm just wondering, is that something you guys have seen?
Well, that's what coach has been hitting on.
I think it's the care and compassion they have for each other.
Okay.
And the fact that they love the guy on the left and the guy on the right more than they care about their own success.
Okay.
And that's special. That's fun.
Last question for both of you. Hopefully you can name some different people. Obviously this story's about Noah, but who are some guys he mentioned? Ryder, he mentioned just several players. Who are some guys that if they have big ears, you like your chances of being really successful?
Monty, Toe Rock.
Okay.
Jade Montenegro is one of them.
Adrian McCoy,
Adrian McCoy.
Ryder Cadam, Dom Avalar. I mean, we just have a bunch of kids that have
Will
body
Parr
and work hard.
get a decent amount of carries this year?
Okay.
Because he's been pretty good since his freshman year.
Yeah, tough kid.
And a wrestler too, right?
Yeah, league champion and placed in CIF.
Two good quarterbacks. We're not worried about trying to push things because we know in other years you have one guy and so we have two damn good quarterbacks, and so there's a lot of depth in that way. But at the same time, we want to stay healthy too.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's healthy, the competition and how they push each other. It's
They're having fun.
Yeah,
I think they're
there we
having
go.
fun.
Hey, imagine that having fun playing football.
Okay.
So that's exciting. Yeah.